Hey guys, Sarah. We're going to do a beautiful color on this lovely lady, Abby, here. Obviously, she has played with her hair a little bit at home. Her and her mom have been dyeing her bright red for a while. They've bleached it a couple times. She has a lot going on, but we want to take her back to a more natural red. She still wants to be a vibrant red, but something that's not so much maintenance and something that's not going to fade so quickly, as well as possibly a little more in her school dress code. So we've chosen end result of 5RB. What I've already done is I've used Redken's Pre-Art. I put that on her hair damp. I put it under the dryer for 15 minutes, and then I put my hair cleansing cream directly on top of that. I then did a Redken Extreme Chemistry shot, followed by the 5.5 Face Fix, since we're going to be doing color on top of it. I also conditioned with Extreme Conditioner, and now we're going to get started with her first filler. I'm going to be mixing up 8CR as her first filler. I'm using Shades Cream because it's going to be not quite as transparent as the gloss, so that's why I've chosen the formula that I did. And I'm just going to mix that up real quick. Now I'm going to section her into my 4 quadrants. And I chose the level 8 just because her ends are so light that I want to make sure I'm filling for every 2 levels. So that way this color is going to last as long as it possibly can for her. It'll be nice and vibrant and not hollow. That's also why I chose the CR, even though our end results are an RB, because she's missing some of that yellow and orange colors that exist at those higher levels. For my next fill, we'll use something a little deeper and a little more cool. I'm also not quite as worried about getting the 8CR on her darker parts of her root, and I'm also making sure not to touch any of her regrowth because we're going to be putting permanent color on that later. Now, one little tip I found really helpful, Miss Lauren Hagen taught me this, was when I'm doing a refresh, go ahead and put a foil underneath. This will keep my sections nice, neat, and clean. And then the best part is Abby's not getting anything. There's no mess going on her cape or on herself. And I'm just going to use that foil as a barrier and use my foil board to have something nice and hard. And then the best part is there's nothing on my hands. So thank you, Laura. I've been using that since her class here. I think she said she got that from George Garcia. And then I'm just going to layer that next section right on top. And that's just going to keep me working nice and clean and neat, and also keeping my client nice and clean and neat, which is really important. Really careful to look for those lighter pieces that need filled in with that 8. Making sure to saturate all the way down the hair shaft, and also not to touch that regrowth area. Alright, now that we're all done, all I did was fold those up, so now she's nice and clean. If she just likes to walk around the salon, get some coffee, get her magazine, the back of her chair is nice and clean. Now Shades EQ cream's going to process for 20 minutes, and then we're going to shampoo. Abby's done with her 20 minutes, so now she's nice and filled, and we have a nice color from her regrowth all the way to her ends. It's still too light for our end formula, so we're going to go down and fill a second time, down 2 levels. And what I've chosen to use is 6RR Shades EQ Cover Plus. The reason I chose the Shades EQ Cover Plus is just because their red is a little more vibrant than the Shades EQ Cream. And we really do want a pretty vibrant result. Like I did last time, I'm going to use the foil to help with her refresh for her fill. foil board gives me a nice lot of stability to make sure that color goes all the way through the hair shaft. And then section, and the foil keeps it from getting on her face and on her cape.
Oh, wait. There's already on. Yeah. Oh, I see. Oh, yes.
I'm working bottom to top, so that way I'm not trying to move anything around. I'm not slapping her face.
You know? Oh, heck yeah.
And then we have a little bit of excess color on top of the previous hair strands, since we're just laying them on.
So there's the front, you know, it's like the old school.
If it's too long, you can go ahead and take another foil and keep working your way down.
Oh, black. I was going to say, like,
And again, I'm still being really careful. I don't want to get into her virgin retouch because we're going to be putting permanent color on that in our next step. Looking good. She's nice and vibrant. So what we're going to do is we're going to do her roots all the way through her ends. On the roots, we're going to do 5 RV. It's part of the Carmen R series. We're going to use 20 volume with that on our root. And then on our ends, we're going to go ahead and do the 6 RV. So we're one level lighter, and then we're also going to put a little ribbon of V in it, so we're one level brighter as well. And do a modern virgin application. Even though she's not a virgin, but we're still going to treat it like that because I don't want these ends going too dark. So let me go ahead and mix that up now. And then I'm going to wait to do her hairline until the very end. That way I can try to just push everything out of the way, and she won't have to worry about me not overlapping, but anything touching her face and staining around her face, because that sometimes happens with these, especially with these reds and stuff. So by working on my dye, I know by the time I get to the face, there'll only be 1 or 2 sections, and they'll be back out of her way. Nothing will be pressing against her face. Now that I'm done by her face, everything is going to go back and out of the way. All right, and then we're going to finish the retouch, and we'll catch back up with you guys in just a couple minutes when we get to the refresh. But I finished her retouch all around, and then I mixed up her end color for zones 2 and 3. I'm going to do 6 RV, so we're 1 level lighter, like I said, and I put a little ribbon of V in it. And instead of using 20 like I used on zone 1, I'm only using 10 volume. I'm still using a similar technique to what I did before with the foil to keep it off her face, because obviously I've already made a little bit of a mess, and I'm going to bring it up in just a second. But for some reason, I just don't like the way Fusion works with that technique. I feel like I want to move it around in my hands. So I still put the foil to protect her face, but instead of mashing, like using my brush on the foil, I'm using the brush in my hand and really working that color through, because I feel like it's really easy to oversaturate and overuse Fusion. It doesn't have that same glide as Shades EQ Cream does. I mean, it's still really well, but I feel like I want to touch it and get my fingers all the way through it. So we're going to finish this refresh. Now this is going to process for 35 minutes at room temperature, and then we're going to shampoo with our Color Magnetics, shampoo and conditioner, and we're going to finish with our chemistry shot. All right, we're all done. Look at that. So much better. She's got nice solid color, and it's very vibrant, but definitely within her dress code at her school. Luckily, they're not too picky. But if for some reason you were doing this on somebody who wanted to go back to their natural, obviously instead of filling them with reds and C's and RRs, and then using the RV at the end, you'd use something more natural to make it more subtle. But you definitely can't tell all the damage and everything that's been done to her hair. So that's awesome. All right, well, thank you, Abby. You've been a wonderful model. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Thanks.